Instant translation is one of the joys of the modern world, but completely accurate instant translation is a little less common. And wouldn't you know it, but sometimes when you run words through a bunch of different languages, the original meaning might get totally shifted by the time it comes back to English. And this can lead to some wacky results. So today we'll be taking FNAF, specifically the fourth closet, and running one of its scenes through this translation and seeing what we get out of it. But before we begin, a special thank you to Elementia Studios who did a dub of the fourth closet comic. Because of them in their video, I was able to get bigger, cleaner pictures of the comic than I have ever had before. All the better for me to ruin, admittedly. But anyways, let's begin. The scene opens at night. Joan and Charlie are driving down the road. Joan driving and Charlie sitting in the passenger seat. Charlie says, "It might be weird to ask at a time like this, but where is my car?" "I'm afraid your car is in your car." "What is a political message? How should I respond?" "Ha ha ha. Oh, do you remember the guy named Artie?" "Out of the closet? Yes." "Didn't you come out?" No." "When you weren't there, he said you were. Or at least you should have." "No!" "Well, I didn't think so." They drive up to Charlie's aunt's house and park outside. There's an eerie quiet hanging over the building. Joan turns to Charlie. "Yes, we are here." "And is Jane still alive?" "It doesn't matter if I go inside first. Protect him if you want." "Let's end this." Dum, 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 dum. They walk inside of Aunt Jen's house and find her lying in a pool of blood, dead. "Do you want to be closer?" "No. Not him either." "Well done, Jane. Thank you." Dum, 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 dum. "I see you here. I don't think he kept you there long. I think she knew you were a hypocrite by putting you in before Jessica and I arrived." "Well, Jane put the paper down carefully. An archive of everything. There should be a sign here." "Jenny, baby." "What?" "This is your father's letter." "Hello, Jenny. I have caused so much confusion for those around me that I'm not sure when I will return to reality. Although I was able to remove what was planted on the walls to fool them, the damage is already done, and it is a lot." "Father." "Charlie, it's so hard." "Please read. Please, John." "My Charlie is here, even if he doesn't like me. I fell into pain because he remembered not me, but the extreme pain that was taken from me. Close all the bars. This is a graveyard for my protests and complaints. Preferably seal and bury the fourth cabinet." "But here I was thinking Sammy. Sammy called me from there." "My drunkenness actually woke me up and started its final stages. I had no choice but to stop working because I was pursuing my dream. My faithful old friend, in his grave I hope, has taken what I have started and made it his own. Bad. I was able to stop him and stop what he was doing. Jenny, you have to make sure the harness stays intact." Then one day, many decades later, no one remembers, even if something happened. He collected all the electrical appliances in the house and burned them, taking care not to put the pills in anything that could cause an accident. What the hell was that line? "I'm going to have a little girl. Love me forever. Love me forever. Heinrich." "Sorry, Charlie." "What will he do when I die?" "Dad, Sammy, I don't know what that means." "It looks like you have." "Am I going crazy?" "Yes, but look at this." "Hello." "I didn't know your dad had that style." "The other side said he pulled the thing to make sure it didn't work." "Did he make more than one swan? Looks like he had plans for the big boys." "These programs provide just that." "Maybe he wanted to make you a baby he could grow up with because you lost Sammy." "Why would I want a 5.5-foot runway mannequin?" "He said the office was closed. If they were growing inside him, why would Afton steal them?" This is a question that always bothers me. Much to John and Charlie's shock, Charlie's doppelganger has arrived. She is standing in the room. I think the only thing that matters is you. The two stare each other down. Come on, Dad. We have to go home. My father died. Do you want to live? Could it be Father William Afton? Whack! I'm not talking to you, Joan. Good win, but only one goal. Like an old oak tree in its youth. In front of John's eyes, multiple Charlies shift and contort like a tilt-a-whirl. Through it, he can hear her voice. Do you remember Juana? John passes out. He collapses to the ground. Thump. Stop! I will listen to everything you say, but don't hurt yourself anymore. What is happening? Who are you? What am I? What are you doing? Oh, it's awesome. I'll show you why. Let's see how it works. Suddenly, the world shifts. The room spins, and in an instant, Charlie is taken back in time to a long-lost memory of a dark, dingy office. What? Father? Not at all. Not your father. Minimum. I said no problem. Do you care, Charlie? I would do anything to love you like my father. Woman! That's how I became him. Someone is crying. I remember hearing him yell. This is coming from me, but it's strange to remember a time with two eyes. But we are one. I don't believe this story. How did he see me kill my aunt? I don't believe for a second that this sweet, innocent girl's spirit attacked her. My name is Elizabeth, and there is no anger. My anger comes from a different planet. Suddenly, the room shifts again. Charlie finds herself standing out in a field. She sees her father, sitting under a tree with her younger self. I remember that. Hello, these are my memories, not yours. No, you're not. Let me show you what awaits you. The scene shifts again. Now Henry is clutching and crying into a doll. Who is he, and what does he have? You don't know him. Of course it was Ella. Your father was after the robbery. No, long. She cried for 2 months over that expensive thrift store dress. I screamed. The blood flowed, and I poured out my grief. He started treating her like another girlfriend. Jane, I swear, he's smarter than any other anime. He walks and talks. Of course, Henry, everything you write can walk or talk. But the reason seems to be true. Because you're blowing your mind with these signs and codes. Could it be fake blood? Henry, just because you make a damn doll. You lose, Jane. He misses me. No, Henry. You may remember him. Turn your head towards the sun and I'm sure the cat will tell you stories about lost family members. Never give up. In this child. You have a son, Henry. A living child. And your husband. They may still be a part of your life, but you have to let them go. There. This is my Charlie. Son, Sammy died. Of course, he was not happy with this situation. You need to grow up. So he did it again. You think so? I can surprise anyone. Do you know why my eyes always sparkle? Why I was tossing and turning in the dark? I've been looking for you since your father left me. I understand that every minute and day does not have to end. I watched the hours go by as I moved and talked to unicorns and bunnies to little Charlie. I put the phone down in the dark and waited, naked. It didn't take long for him to make our memories with the video camera. I think they explained, edited, and improved things, but what they did to us was not wrong. First a boy, then a girl. Bad boy. Then she will finally become a woman, full waterproofing. But something changed while Harry was working, causing him to be very embarrassed by the girl. Charlotte, the youngest, was born with a heart defect. She cried day and night. The second thing Charlotte did was believe the lies she told herself when she was in a state of insanity. He longs for his father's love as much as he longs for his father's love. The third Charlotte was kidnapped when she realized she was crazy. The third Charlotte was amazing. Her frustration turned to anger when Henry went into labor with his fourth child. He growled as he clenched his bones, and he vented his anger until he fashioned his own bones. He didn't feel like getting Charlotte wet. I experienced Henry's anger. Do you know what were the first words your father said to your mother? You got it wrong. Thymus. He tried to fix what I initially thought was wrong, but Henry knew there was something wrong with him, and that annoyed me. My father abandoned me. Henry broke up with me. Yes, you can understand this memory only if you keep it in your heart. The sad cruelty is that I escaped the life of a girl I ignored and became another girl. He managed to steal my father. Henry took me home and locked me in a room. How long are you going to call me before you finally listen and come and get me? But you were right, no. Sam, are you okay? I didn't even know you existed, because she is not his sister. I'm not Charlie. You don't care about Charlie. You cheer up sad people. It was sad tears that fell down on the doll that was once Charlie. And when I think about it, this is correct. Crunch! Ah! Elizabeth reaches inside of Sammy's stomach and rips out a doll. It is the doll from the memory, the original Ella. It is. Come on. Charlie, do you hear me? Unlike you, I was faithful. I'm a very petite girl that fits your style. You weren't there then. Do you want to know where my hate comes from? Not the car I live in, not my past life, if you can call it that. I don't like it. It's not good enough. However, it wasn't enough to accommodate my dad's favorite, because he can't take it back. This person cannot be like me. He can't do what happened to me again, or maybe he's too scared to try it himself. Am I at a jail? In the fire and debris of Henry's great death, I rushed to my father's side to learn, practice, and learn the secret of my gift. And he always wanted to do that. Wow, maybe he can create a new one. Hendrik somehow left a piece of himself, and we never saw him again. We both know that he can't fix you. The real question is, do we really need it? Apart from, I think I love you more than that. Elizabeth takes a swing at Sammy, when suddenly, Charlie smacks her in the face with a stone. An explosion. He's stronger than you. I staged a sit-in. I know I can do it. Creak. You seem like a big kid. But if you don't like me, then he won't take you. What? Zhao. Very well, Zhao. I'm going out. How long do you think I can go without seeing him? You're right, Elizabeth. I will never live here. It wasn't one of us. Click. Schnicked. To die. In one smooth motion, Henrik's death robot stabs both Elizabeth and Sammy straight through the middle, with a distant, staticky, "Thank you." Shit. This is not normal. I have no life. Elizabeth and Sammy hold hands. Sammy smiles one last time, and she thinks, "I love you too, Juan." And then the two perish. Dum 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 dum. Charlie? Charlie? They are not available. The end. So what just happened? Well, here's my best guess. Charlie and Joan were on a quest to finish off Aunt Jane and find Sammy. It is there when they find a letter from Henry, who was likely pretty sloshed while writing it. Having birthed 4 children, including a boy, he decided to give up his alcoholism and follow his dreams. He warns Jane to not open the 4th cabinet, to keep Afton harnessed, and warns her about using too much electrical equipment. He kind of goes off on a tangent there. And that's when the Charlie doppelganger appears. After knocking out John, whose name she cannot remember, she takes Charlie on a memory adventure where she reveals something crazy. When Heinrich created his 4th doll, it became possessed by the anger of an alien who absorbed the memories of the robot, and Elizabeth adopted the name Elizabeth and thought that it was supposed to be a replacement wife and girlfriend to Henry. Henry told her this wasn't the case, but she still bought it. Alas, Elizabeth tries to take William's example to love Charlie, and as such becomes a homicidal Yandere who wants to kill her because she loves her so much. Also, Charlie is actually Sammy. Sammy is forced to sacrifice herself to stab Elizabeth with the bot. Elizabeth suddenly has a moment of clarity, realizing that this was all for naught, and the two die together. Okay, so the 4th cabinet might be a little less coherent than the 4th closet, but it pulls off one heck of a twist. Maybe someday we'll revisit more scenes shredded through the translator, but for now, thank you for watching.